Hello again. Um, it's a cold day out. It's December, December 1st, and it's all the leaves are coming down. Less and less on the trees, more and more on the ground. I'm a poet. I didn't know it. Anyway, not much to talk about today. I do have a movie I'd like to talk about, and I also have a beer here called see, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's easy. Pabst Blue Ribbon Easy, Blue Ribbon Easy, which is the low-calorie version of PBR. I do like the high-calorie version of Pabst. It's pretty good. I think I've had a night or two or three or 10 on that, and so. Without further ado, we'll talk about this Pabst here. You know, Pabst is weird. I remember as a kid, and maybe I'll do a review. I'd like to do a comparison maybe on this one and the high calorie Pabst. But I remember being a kid and they were almost like the butt of the jokes. They were like the Bee Gees of beers. They were the butt of the jokes. Pabst Blue Ribbon was, and I didn't know. I didn't really find it that much early on, as much as I did something like Natural Light or Bud Light or Busch Light or something like that, and something happened. I think they got a bad rap maybe because I don't find them to be the butt of jokes. I think a lot of people like them. You hear, I'm not sure if it was Zach Brown that did a song. I think he did, having a PBR in his hand or something like that. It's almost like they were ridiculed into coolness or something. So anyway, they almost have a it's not stupid to buy Pabst anymore. It's okay. But anyway, without further ado, they aren't the cheapest beer you could find these days either. I find them to be maybe $2-3 more than, say, a Busch Light, or a couple dollars more than Coors or Miller. So anyway, let's try it out. Okay, that's pretty good. I've always felt, in my personal opinion, that the regular Pabst has almost a skunky taste to it, kind of more bitter. And I will say that this Pabst is kind of the similar way. It's got a little skunky taste to it, a little bitter of a beer, but I like it, and I'd drink more of it. Now I know this one's 110 calories as opposed to the regular Pabst, which is 144, which is getting up there. So if you have, I don't know, 10 of those, you're 10 Pabst, you're having 1,044 calories, which is basically half of what you should be having as your recommended daily intake of calories. And so yeah, it's almost like you got to eat maybe once a day and have a big meal because you're also having a big beer meal. So if you could just not eat from sun up to dinner time, like 6 o'clock or something, and then you have your 1,000 calories of beer and you have your 1,000 calories of food, and you'll be breaking even and you won't put on any weight that day. I'm not sure how that works, but possibly. Anyway, but it's good. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like Busch Light a little better. More of a light beer drinker. It's not as bitter as something like this, but it's decent. I've had better. I've had worse. It's not as skunky as, say, Keystone Light, or some of the malt liquors, but it's pretty good. And 110 calories isn't bad, but for a light beer, another thing you got to think that the regular Pabst has 4.8 calories. I'm sorry, 4.8 alcohol by volume, while this only has 3.9. So you'd have to drink more of it. And you look at something like Natural Light, and I think it has 4.2. I think alcohol, while this has 3.9. Plus, Natural Light has 15 less calories. So you really, if you don't mind flavor too much, although I kind of like the flavor better of Natural Light than I do this. So, but it is more watered down than this is. But if you don't mind the flavor, per se, you get a better bang for your buck with Natural Light, or even Miller Lite, than you would with this. But that's just my opinion, and it's good if you want a nice change, something that tastes more beer-ish than basically lawnmower beer, and or summertime beer you could just drink nonstop. So anyway, it's pretty good. All right, so on to the next topic, and I don't have a lot to say about this, but there's a movie that I would like to talk about, and I believe it's on Amazon, and it's called The Secret, Dare to Dream. Secret, Dare to Dream. And I was going through the titles, looking for something that is wholesome, looking for something that I could watch, that I could watch with the wife and the kids, and I stumbled upon that, and it looked very good. It had somewhere between 4 and 5 stars as a review, and it looked pretty good. It starred Katie Holmes and some guy named Josh Lucas. I don't know much about him, but I guess apparently some people do. He's been in other movies or something. But so I put that on, and it was going pretty good. And then, I don't know what happened to me, but I think this year has been very revealing, and I'm kind of like red pill to the point where I can see through the propaganda and the BS, and I can't even listen to music, or watch TV or movies these days without seeing it. And sometimes I wish I could go back to where I couldn't see it, but it seems like I can't. So that being said, there's a lot of things about this movie, and I don't want to give a step by step, but the mother is a single mom. That's Katie Holmes, and she's got 3 kids, and one's a good boy, and then one's a cute little girl, and then one's a bratty teen girl, and obviously she can't control some of those kids, apparently. I guess Pabst Easy makes you tired, because I just kicked into yawn mode. But anyway, if you wanted to watch it yourself, you could. It's kind of a stupid tale. I would actually give it maybe 1 star, 1.5 star, because there was, for the positive, there was a wanting to see what would happen. But for the negative, it was like, basically this guy, stranger, it's almost like he was like a wizard or something. He was too good to be true, and he was just a mystery. And he comes into town, and you're led to believe that he's this mysterious force. So I figured that he was just going to be this, almost like maybe he was an angel that had come back from the dead or something like that. To well, let me backtrack. The wife's husband had died previously, and so this guy comes into town, and he meets her. They bump into each other literally in the cars, and he meets her, and he has to bring her this letter, as you're finding out later on. He's got to bring her this letter, and it's sealed, and you don't know what's inside. And every time that he's about to bring it to her, something in the universe would make it, whether it be a storm or something like that, would make it to where she can't receive that letter. Well, he starts doing stuff for her. Excuse me. He starts doing stuff for her, and such as there's a storm, and he repairs her roof. He's doing this all, basically out of the kindness of his heart. And of course, he doesn't complain, doesn't gripe. Actually, it looks like he enjoys it. And hold on a second. Anyway, he actually looks like he enjoys helping her and getting her house in order. Of course, he fixes a roof. It's an all-day affair, but he still looks like he just got out of the shower. Not a spot on him. And never griped, never complained, and he's just this knight in shining armor. And there's other moments where he's talking on the phone, and later on not on the phone, with this woman back at his house. So you're led to believe that that's his wife or a girlfriend or something. And the whole time you're thinking, why, is he going to cheat on his wife or girlfriend with Katie Holmes? But at the end, you figure that they tell you that that's just his sister. His sister. Why would he why would he be living with his sister? Anyway. So there is another guy in town that has been trying to get with Katie Holmes for a long time. And it's Jerry O'Connell, from the Stand By Me and other movie days. I think he was in Jerry Maguire, I think, wasn't he? I think so. And so he's been trying to, and she has basically led him on, just basically to get some free money off of him, some free perks from the guy. And she really doesn't love him, has no intention of doing so. But, of course, when you got someone helping you out and you're a lonely damsel in distress, and why would you turn down freebies? Why would you even turn down freebies? So eventually he tries to marry her, and he gives her a ring and a car and proposes, and she says yes. And then she thinks about it and decides that she loves the other guy and likes him and wants to be with him, and basically turns down Jerry Maguire. Now, in a good way, at least she nipped it in the bud early of not, and turned down Jerry Maguire. That's not his name, Jerry O'Connell. At least she nipped it in the bud early and turned him down and didn't go too far with it with Jerry O'Connell. But she could have, in my opinion, just not led him on to begin with. Not said yes to marrying him, not said yes to any perks he gave her or any dates. So it almost leads you to believe, and well, and then she eventually gets with this mysterious man that has come into town. Um, he brings that in that package. There's money that from a patent that her husband had, and he used to work with the husband. And um, did I mention this was spoilers? Anyway, whatever. Too late now. Um, so it's really ridiculous, though. It almost makes you think of hypergamy, where the women will always go from who's going to give her the best. I don't know, situation in life, I guess, basically. She will jump from one guy to another guy, the one who gives her the best situation. And you see it, the little daughter has always wanted a pony, always for her, 5 years of life, I guess. And, the mother says, oh, we can't afford it, we can't afford it, we can't afford it. Well, at the very end, you see that this guy's house is like this big, nice, rich house. That she ends up with this mysterious man, and the girl in his house is actually his sister, of course, and he's got this great job as a professor, and you see that he actually got the little girl a pony. What a dream he is. But one thing about this movie, that he would go from place to place, and he would say, he basically would tell people, if you can dream it, you can do it. If you can see it in your mind, then you can do it. And we all know that's a load of crap, because there's other forces in this world that either ground us or keep us grounded, or we ground ourselves. Or sometimes, if I can see myself being a president of the United States, that does not mean that I can be a president of the United States. It just doesn't. There's a lot of forces in this world to prevent that. Let alone, you just might not have that type of personality. You just might not. So, anyway, so it's not very realistic. It was almost like a Hallmark movie. But I bet you if we went back and looked at a lot of Hallmark movies and Lifetime movies, you would just see the propaganda in it. So, anyway, if you want to get a good chuckle, you can watch it. It's kind of funny, but then again, it's kind of like, you could do a lot better things with your 2 hours of time, and there might be even better movies out there. They're getting hard to find, but there might be better movies out there. So, anyway, a lot of this movie was based on money. You could tell the main focus a lot was money. They don't have enough money. There's this money. We need money to do this. We need money to do that. And the thing that I did not like about it was that I don't like that it basically told people, because let's just say you're a woman and you look at this movie and you're not very grounded in good principles, or even a man could do this too, and they're not very grounded in good principles. Well, and let's just replace Jerry O'Connell, who's just basically a boyfriend, with being a husband with a bunch of kids. Well, they might say, oh, I got this person, but this person's really not right for me. I really should be with someone else. And basically, follow your heart. Follow your heart. If your heart says that you should be with someone else because either they have more money, or they're a mysterious stranger, or they're I don't know, they just tickle your fancy somehow, or do a bunch of things for you, well, then just divorce the person that you're with, or get rid of the person that you're with and go with that person. Because the heart wants what the heart wants. It doesn't matter if your brain is telling you, hey, you got children here, or it's not right to hurt someone's feelings, or it's not right to lead someone along or dump them, or as long as you do what you want to do, as long as, if you can believe it, you can do it. If you can see it, you can do it. And people that in this generation, a lot of people, the NPCs, the people that basically just look at the pictures of tabloids and magazines and stuff like that, that really can't think for themselves, they would see this and they would be tempted to basically, well, yeah, why not? I mean, and actually, this is already happening. It's just movies like this push that propaganda of it doesn't matter what other things in life. If you need to follow your heart. It doesn't matter if you break some hearts. You need to follow your heart. You do what you want to do, and forget about the consequences. So, yeah, I didn't like that movie really. I would give it maybe 1.5 stars, and it was basically propaganda. But anyway, so till next time, Pabst is good. I would guess out of a scale of 1 to 5, I'd probably give it like a I don't know, 2.5, 3 maybe. It's drinkable, but it's not great. So okay, bye.